Yo guys, what's up? This is how you can make your life more fun and more productive. It's a very easy hack actually. What you have to do is you have to be more open to productive things and see them as fun. For example, if you're going to, I know, you have a business, you want to do something for it, or you don't want to do something for it, you want to scroll either, you have to manipulate yourself to thinking, no, I don't want it. And the reason behind it is that you were manipulated in the first place. As a human, you want success in your life and happiness, fulfillment. But what was taught to you is just being complacent, comfortable. I can't say the word here on YouTube, but you have to basically trick your mind back into thinking, okay, these productive things are fun, and they are, because you probably did something productive in your life that you didn't want to do first, but as you did it, it was extremely fun. And that's because your brain is rewarding you a lot for things you don't want to do, that are hard to do, but that are so productive, so conducive to your growth. If you're, for example, on a certain hub, what you actually want is a fulfilling relationship and not some degenerate content on some people doing some things. Same with Instagram. You want fun with your friends, for example. You don't want to just sit inside in your bed and scroll. It's meaningless and it's not fun anyway. I mean, there can be some funny videos and you can do it once in a while. I mean, you can do it all the day if you want to. Who am I to care? But if you want to be like better off than, I would say, a big percentage of guys and girls uh, in like the early 20 age range, then I will go there real quick. There's the sun. Then you will have to really make the decisions that set you apart. And that's just, you know, not doing the easy habits that are putting you behind because you don't like them. And one easy trick you can do to actually achieve the things you want is saying no. When you want to, like, for example, scroll, you have this urge. Just is really important. Like, saying no is one of the most important things you have to do when you're like a young guy, for example. Also saying no to drugs, for example, saying no to alcohol. Of course you can do it recreationally, but once, for example, it turns into an addiction and you do it regularly, you're just cooked, you know. It can take years to recover from that. So what you have to do is just to tell yourself, no, I hate scrolling. Like, you can say it multiple times as well. Oh, I hate scrolling. I would way rather do something for my school or my college or my business, for example. And this works, you know. You can trick your brain. It was tricked before. You never liked Instagram. It's just because of the quick dopamine that you wouldn't have gotten ever in any point in time else in history. I mean, you get the dopamine flush of someone who just conquered a different country or something, you know, just from scrolling for an hour and going on like a yellow and black page. And also another problem with scrolling is, like, you can put bad habits into a sack, so to say, because a lot of bad habits are done together. For example, I don't know, if you're, instead of doing your work, you're playing video games, it's like way easier to just eat some fast food than to actually make something great in the kitchen and eat it yourself, because you don't care anymore, you know. You're just doing whatever you want first. You don't even try to act against it. That's a big problem, obviously. And let me think for a second. For example, Instagram as well, or TikTok. You see all this soft corn content on Instagram as well. So you have two bad habits at once. One is scrolling and giving your attention away, which is literally the most the currency that's like worth the most basically nowadays. It's not even money anymore, it's actually attention. And with attention you get money as well, like by controlling your attention span. So yeah, one is scrolling and the second one is of course doing a habit that I can talk about here on YouTube. But you know what I'm talking about probably. And it's both in this app. So if you just close it all together, it's way better, you know. Like if you just close it and forget it and do other things, especially like this is a great tip in summer, I think. Especially if you have a lot planned with your friends, for example, in summer. It's very good to just delete the app because then you don't even have time for it and don't think about it, and then you will just forget it. For example, after a week where you were, I don't know, on holiday or something, you know, you did a lot of things. Just deleting it at that time is like the best thing you can do probably, but deleting it earlier than later is even better. Because think about it, like even if you were to create there and post there, you wouldn't even get money from Instagram. You would have to sell something else. And I see all these people that are not even selling anything on Instagram, creating so many videos, and I'm thinking like, what? Why? Like, you're just wasting your lifetime away, and you don't even build a community. You know, it's different on YouTube. You build like a community, blah blah. On Instagram, it's like every video you post, basically. Of course, you have followers then, but every video you post is like different people. Of course, there's like a percentage that comes back every time, but it's very different than on YouTube, you know. Well, it's so beautiful here, man. It's insane. I love it. I just love it so much, man. And earlier this day, I had to do something productive, and then the sun was out, and I was like, okay, now once the sun sets, we're at the clouds. I can go in, just do it 10 minutes, boom, it's done. You feel way better, and it has this compounding effect as well. If you do things that are good, you want to do other things that are good. And if you do things that are bad, you just don't care. You go into this misery. You're like, oh, now I didn't do this. Now I have to do this as well. You know, it's it's all a spiral. You have to decide whether you want to be in the spiral of positiveness in life or in the spiral of negative things. Yeah. What else? Wow. You just have to look a second. So nice here, man. I love it so much. I think a good point is that I wanted to point out when I spoke about the clouds and the sun is you can find, you can act, you can take action with a reward system, like hard work and reward. So you can trick your brain even easier into doing the hard work again. It's actually tricking you back into your default mode. But yeah, because like any time except now for the last 20 years maybe, we couldn't do something easy and get rewarded, you know, or seemingly rewarded, for example, by, on Instagram by your dopamine center. But you don't actually fulfill anything, you don't actually get anything, you're just frying your dopamine center even more. But yeah, you can go back to the default state by just rewarding yourself. For example, when I did that productive thing, then I went out into the sun later. You know, the sun was on the clouds anyway, and instead of just like scrolling until the clouds go away or whatever, I just did a productive thing. Now I can go out and enjoy the sun again. You know, it's so nice. And this is a problem I had because I personally I wanted to focus on the business, and I was at home before I had a business, but it wasn't my own, and I was pretty successful there. Then I went home and I just got too complacent, too lazy, and I just enjoyed like the outside. I mean, I did good habits like eating well, drinking well, going outside a lot, but I overdid it. I mean, you can't really overdo it in a sense that is negative to your health, but in the long term, you know, for settling down and making more money. Of course, you have to do it nowadays. It's very important, I think. And I think like no one can debate this, you know. Even when you listen to Goatus, for example, he just begs viewers for money, so it isn't worth anything when he says one and preaches the other. Like, you shouldn't listen to that guy. Seriously, he's like the biggest hypocrite ever. Oh. I have to do a more structured video on this. I don't know how I came up with this, honestly. But already putting together points that I can use for the video. For example, the types of dopamine, and that you can reward yourself after hard work with something that contributes to better overall control of the dopamine sender. For example, going on a walk instead of scrolling after you did something productive is going to be better for you than doing something productive and scrolling. Did I just repeat myself? I don't know. But yeah, this is my view on this. I hope I can help you somehow. And yeah, you just have to take action. That's like my resume basically. Because when I was home, I'm happy every day. Like, I go to bed happy every day because I just live a fulfilled life. But then again, I know I have to do hard work, and that's what you gotta do, you know. Like, even if you have the opportunity to now, for example, financially wise, to just chill, I would advise for it maybe for some time, but against it in the long term, because you're gonna have to do something again, you know. And okay, maybe traveling is something else, but like staying home and going out all the time is maybe not that productive. Yeah, I love it here. It's so calm. All right, guys. So just have a good day, and actually just take action. It's like the best antidote for like depression, for unhappiness, for unfulfillment.